Portuguese for Beginners. Aula 2, Lesson 2. Affirmative and negative sentences and direct questions. In this class, we are going to look into how to create affirmative and negative sentences and the structural difference between the two. We are also going to learn how to make direct questions. Let's review what we learned in the first lesson. So, in the previous lesson, we looked into 3 different classes of words that were very similar between English and Portuguese. Words ending in "ible" will turn into "evil" in Portuguese, like, for example, possível. Words ending in "able" will turn into "avel" in Portuguese, for example, confortável. Words ending in "ent" or "ant" will remain the same, except you add an "e" in the end, like the word importante or diferente. We learned how to create simple sentences using the word é, which stands for it is. We formed simple sentences as in é possível, it is possible, or é confortável, it is comfortable. So far, we've seen that the word order between Portuguese and English is the same. So now, let's take the sentence that we created and add more elements into this. We are going to introduce the word for, as in for me. The word for is para. 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 The word for me is mim. Mim. Very nasal. Mim. For me will be para mim. For me. Para mim. Now, if you notice, we have 2 A's in the word for. Para. They are both pronounced as an A sound, as in the word aceitável, remember? The unstressed A sounds like the A in the English name Monica, for example. So, para. Don't forget the unstressed R as well, the R sound, para. The word me, has an M in the end of the word. This indicates a nasal sound. Don't forget not to close your lips in the end of this word. The M in the end of a word only serves to elongate the sound of the last vowel. So it's going to sound like me, not mim, me. Very nasal. Let's form sentences with these words. So, it is possible for me. É possível para mim. It is comfortable for me. É confortável para mim. It is urgent for me. É urgente para mim. It is important for me. É importante para mim. Let's now add more words into the words that we already learned. So we are going to start by asking some direct questions. Questions like, is it possible for you? This introduces a very interesting subject in Portuguese, which is the formality levels of the word you. The word you in Portuguese can be both plural or singular. If you're addressing to just one person, you will have different levels of formality. For instance, if I'm addressing to an informal subject, someone I know or someone I feel comfortable with, the way I say for you is going to be para ti. Para ti. For example, if I want to say it is possible for you, then I want to state something, I would say é possível para ti. Now, if I'm addressing to a formal subject, someone I don't know so well, instead of saying para ti, I'm going to say para si. Para si. So it is possible for you, talking to a formal subject, would be é possível para si. If I want to make it extra formal, I'm going to use the o senhor or a senhora. I would say para o senhor if I'm addressing to a male, or para a senhora if I'm addressing to a female. This is more or less the equivalent of sir or ma'am. O senhor, sir, a senhora, ma'am. So the informal para ti is commonly used with friends, family, or people you know well, or even people you feel comfortable with. The formal para si is appropriate for professional settings or when addressing someone respectfully. The extra formal para o senhor or a senhora is used to show maximum respect, especially with elders or highly formal situations. So, how can we take these and form questions? Questions in Portuguese don't really change the word order. So, to ask a question, you simply raise your intonation at the end. This applies to direct questions as in, is it possible? Or is it possible for you? Or is it comfortable? So, how do we do this? Let's look into some examples and do some practice. So, if I would say, is it possible? I use the same word order as the sentence, it is possible, but I just raise the intonation in the end. It's as if I say, it is possible, é possível, raising the intonation, same word order as a sentence. Is it possible for you, talking to an informal subject? É possível para ti? Is it acceptable for you, formal? É aceitável para si? Or extra formal? É aceitável para o senhor or para a senhora? As you can see, the same word order remains. You just raise the intonation in the end. Unlike English, where you switch the is into an it. It is will turn into is it. In Portuguese, this never happens when we ask a question. Now, introducing the words for yes or no. The word for yes is going to be sim. And once again, you see that we produce a nasal sound. Sim, very nasal. We don't close the lips in the end once again. We do not say sim. We say sim. Repeat after me, sim. I guess this word yes can be compared to the English word for sing, when you sing a song, but without the G in the end. Sing, sim in Portuguese. Yes, it is possible. Sim, é possível. The word for no is going to be não. Não. You have the tilde over the A. When the tilde appears, this indicates a nasal sound. That's why I say now and not now. See the difference? Now would be without the tilde. Now is with the tilde. Now. Yes, sim, no, não. So, how do we create negative sentences? This is going to be one of the differences between building sentences in Portuguese and in English. In English, you always put the negative word after, as in, it is not. For us in Portuguese, it's as if you'd say, not, it is. The word não goes before the verb. always. In this particular case, não goes before é, as if you say not it is. It will be não é. It is not. Não é. Let's practice. Is it not acceptable for you? Não é aceitável para ti? Addressing to an informal subject. Is it urgent for you? Talking to a formal subject. É urgente para si? Or para o senhor? Or para a senhora? It is not important for me. Não é importante para mim. Let's now add more words into the ones that we already have. Adding more words into the sentences that we already have is going to help you create more intricate sentences on the long haul. The word for like this or like that is going to be the word assim. Again, very nasal. Assim. As in, it's possible like this. É possível assim. Or, is it possible like this? É possível assim? The word for but is going to be mas. Mas. The S in the end of a word produces the sh sound. We already saw this sound in the word restaurante. Remember? The way you say I'm sorry or excuse me varies according to who you're talking to. Yes, this word also has different levels of formality. So, if you are talking to an informal subject, you are going to say desculpa. Desculpa. As in, I'm sorry, but it's not possible. Desculpa, mas não é possível. If you're addressing to a formal subject, instead of saying desculpa, you say desculpe. Again, the E, you skate over it. So, the word assim has two S's. Whenever this happens, you're going to produce a S sound. Assim. In the end of the word, you are always going to produce the sh sound, as in mush. The word for good is going to be bon. Very nasal once again. Bon. Don't forget you don't close the lips in the end. The M is only used to elongate the sound of the vowel. Bon. Putting it all together and creating more sentences. Let's practice. I'm sorry, but it's not possible for me. Talking to an informal subject. Desculpa, mas não é possível para mim. I'm sorry, but it's not comfortable for me like this. Talking to a formal subject. Desculpe, mas não é confortável para mim assim. It's not good like this, but it's possible. Não é bom assim, mas é possível. Obrigado, and I will see you in the next lesson where we are going to add more words into our already existing sentences.